All right. So, okay, are we going? Let's just pick. Let's just go like we have the same list, right?
Yeah,
All right. Knocked. We can rank it. I'd say.
yeah. It's
Uh,
going in C tier for
yeah,
me.
I'd say it goes in C tier. It avoids dog piss slash trash tier only for the fact that it was the first. You know,
Yep,
it was the
yep.
template. It started everything. It started the mode. So
It doesn't
because
play well. It plays slow. The zombies spawn in slow. They walk slow. Everything's slow. There's nothing to do. It's kind of just like
literally
a
nothing. The
C
only
tier
thing
map.
that you could say you could do is like the
Unlock
iPad.
the.
Well, the iPad glitch where you basically get behind the mystery box and you get a flamethrower, so you have infinite ammo,
Yeah.
and you do that.
I was talking about. I was about to say the flamethrower.
So besides that, which the flamethrower is a great weapon, I like that,
Yeah.
but it's it has nothing to offer anymore. Verruct, I'm also going to put in C.
I'm putting this one in B.
To me, it scares
Uh,
the shit out of me. I
that's exactly why. The
it's
vibe is
it's
immaculate.
eerie. It's
It
twisted.
has the Wonder Waff. There's a bunch of shit to do. There's high round
Well, I
strats.
wouldn't
It's
say a
definitely a.
bunch. I wouldn't say a bunch. You know,
There's not a bunch. There's there's high round strats. You can get the Wonder Waff. There's strats
high
too.
round strats or the only high round strats are traps though. You can't train. There's no hiding areas. There's no areas to really
You
move
can
around.
train around the entire map, just like
Yeah, but like as a four-player strategy, there's nothing. You can't do anything, and there's just no like viable strat besides traps. No Easter egg. Nothing going on. It's eerie. It's scary. It doesn't have my vibe personally. It's like a mentally insane asylum, and
yeah.
it's not nighttime. It's like dusk or whatever.
I'm definitely putting it a tier above.
But
But Shino Numa, definitely
also
down.
see.
Back to C. Back to C. Yeah.
I
This.
I saw someone argue like this is one of the best maps ever because it's honest to a, like it's honest. There's a round or there's a zombie cap on each round. The Wonderwolf gets the job done. Traps get the job done. But again, nothing to offer. Classic map, same story.
Yeah. Not much to
And
do.
I don't like the swamp setting. Like I even Zetsunubo no Shiba way does this way better.
Yeah. The swamp setting is definitely not as good in this one. I like it in Zetsubou. It has nothing to do. The rounds go by insanely fast. Like the highest high round is Shino Numa because you can just blow through everything. Um, yeah, back down to
I
C.
think it was the first one to introduce dogs, though. I might be wrong, but
I think it is.
Darius,
Doris,
I think,
back up to B. Back up to
is
B.
it only B? I'm trying to think. I
I
think it's.
mean, in my opinion, I would play the Giant over Doris. Is that
I mean,
blasphemous?
are we ranking the giant? Like,
Yeah.
as an experience, I played Darius 50 times more than the giant. I have a lot more memories and experience with Darius than the giant, and I think Darius also has a much more hardcore like aesthetic to it because it was the World at War engine. So like just the grittiness of the textures on the map and the zombies. Like, remember the zombies? How when we played? I don't know if I played with you or not, but like the double hitting and just
Yeah.
how fast. Like it was a much harder engine to play zombies on. So it was legit frightening to play this on World at War. Whereas with the giant, it's like Black Ops 3 is a little bit more easy. You got gobble. I
I mean,
like
I'll move it up to A. I'll move it up to A for sure, but I'm leaving it there.
it's yeah. Like I think iconicism wise, it could be SS. It's got arguably the most iconic what do you call it camp spot on the cat whatever you call it catwalk. You've got the end spawn not opening the door on the left side of pack a punch, bouncing Betty, one guy watch barricade, three guys LMG set up strat. You've got a couple of training spots, but it is a simple map. It's all connected well, but there's no Easter egg, not a lot going on besides just like surviving. You
I
agree?
mean, what? No.
You weren't even there.
I mean, I was there for some of it, like the high round strats, the iconicism.
Yeah. So I would put it A. I think you kind of have to have a little bit more to offer Easter egg or something else to get in one of these tiers. But it does have a
Yeah.
great vibe, well connected, good design, Wonderwall, ray gun.
Just a
Perks.
classic, good survival map
First one to
with a
introduce
slight
Pack-a-Punch.
story. Yeah, with a slight story to it.
Yep. Kino.
Kino, I think it has to go in A as well.
Yep, I agree.
I think it does. The vibe is immaculate. The the uh the song Easter egg is the best song Easter egg in
It's
the
one of the
entire
scariest
series.
maps too. Like
One of the scariest.
I remember
The
playing this in Scouts, Scoutmaster Kevin, and it was at our church back when I used to go, like middle school I think, like sixth grade, and we did a spend the night. That we always had this event where would spend the night, and we stayed in the youth hall or whatever, and we had these massive like 100-inch plasma screens that were 10 inches thick. And I remember some friends or some of the guys, older guys, brought Black Ops 1 and Halo Reach. And I never had Xbox, so it was the first time I got to play these games. And there was one screen playing Halo Reach and one screen playing Kino. And I remember I took my turn on Kino, and I was shitting my pants. Like, when you spawn in this room, when you spawn in, you hear the music. Like, it is a scary fucking map. And the experience I had with that and the other times I've played it, it's at least A tier. Um, it does get kind of repetitive with high rounding, like just around the theater with whatever you call weapon, the wonder weapon.
yeah.
But it's a great layout, and it's a fun map.
5.
Bless up.
I think this one is going to be controversial for most people. I'm putting it in A tier. That's a wild opinion, I know. I know. But I'm putting it in A tier purely for the fucking vibe. The intensity of this map is like no other. When you go and you teleport down into the underground, there is nowhere to train. It's a 1-by-1 lane. If you get caught off by 2 zombies, you're dead. And the Pentagon Thief, nothing replicates it for me, honestly. The intensity, just the pure intensity of this fucking map is insane. You're basically set up and ready to do Pack-a-Punch and do whatever strat you need to do survive by round 5.
Yeah, I mean, all those things are nice, and I could see your point, but no training spots really. You could argue like up top in the spawn room on that like left or right side, whatever it is, you could train there. But besides that, you aren't really training. You have the one lockdown in the elevator that you can do strat. You're not really getting past round 30. There's not a lot to do
No.
on the map. No Easter egg really. I agree that the only reason why it's not dog piss for me, because I personally do not like this map at all, I will never play this map, is the fact that it's kind of like Knocked. It's iconic. It's the cast of characters, like you're playing as a fucking president. The whatever his name is that steals all your shit is annoying, and
The
yeah,
Pentagon
it's
Thief.
just not my kind of gameplay for zombies. But I get the intensity aspect. It's just not for me. Dead Ops Arcade. We're just NAing that.
Trash.
NAing.
Trash.
I mean NA. Did you play it? I didn't even play this.
I played it. It's trash.
Okay. Ascension. NA. I mean, I know what it is. I've seen enough, but I haven't once. I maybe played the map once. I'm not gonna rank it.
It's a B tier map.
Yeah, if I were to
The
rank
vibe.
it, I would give it B.
It's a B tier map for sure.
It's super
Not
easy.
much to do. The Easter egg is just pulling shit from the box.
You can there's like some of the most broken training spots of all time. Like you will never die on this map. Super easy.
Yep.
Call of the Dead. I've played it, but I played it like at Trace's house once, twice when I was 8 years old. I can't in good conscience rank it. My opinion on it, if I were to just from what I know, I'd give it B, but I know a lot of people love this map.
I think I'd give it A tier. I played this back when I had Black Ops 1. But George Romero is insane, dude. He has so much fucking health. The wonder weapon sucks ass.
Hmm.
I think the vibes are pretty good because it's like a zombies movie set.
Yeah.
I think I can only give it an A tier.
Yeah, I'm NAing it, but I could see it being B or A in the right setting. So
I'm NAing Shangri-La. I
yeah,
never
the
really
thing
played
about
this.
Shangri-La, once again, like if I were to rank it, I'd probably give it a B or C.
I
The
never wanted to play this map. Like I
it's
have had opportunities to play this map, and I never touched it.
the vibe's not there. It's too light out. It's in the swamp or in the forest. I will say the baby maker or whatever it's called is one of the most unique wonder weapons. And watching someone skilled play this map high level is pretty fun because like you kind of have to take there's a lot of spawn manipulation that you have to do, and you have to take certain pathings and use the baby gun at the right times. And so like when you see people execute that at a high level, it's entertaining, but it's just missing the vibe. I personally would never play it, and I personally haven't. So
Yep.
Moon also NA. I can't rank it in good conscience.
I think it's an A tier map. The vibe is insanely unique,
Yep, you're on the
but
moon. The concept.
the wonder weapon's pretty good. The excavator's fucking annoying.
Space monkeys
The
are annoying.
astronaut the astronaut's annoying. Honestly, I think I'm giving it a fucking B tier. Yeah.
Also, yeah, space monkeys are annoying. The Easter egg steps are
Although
super
the Easter
RNG.
they
Super.
are RNG, but the story surrounding it definitely bumps it back
Yeah,
up to
I
A.
think like
I'm
if
leaving it an A tier.
yeah, if you talk about like the ending, I mean, who does it? Who does it crazier than that? So, but to me, it's like if I were to rank it based on what I've heard and everything and what I know, it would probably be a B. But I
I
will give it an A for my own
I'll
reasons.
probably yeah pull it back.
Nocturne Toad, we're not doing any redos. I mean, I think it goes without saying anything that was what they're calling resurrection that was like back in. Well, these are all Black Ops resurrections, but I think anything that was on Black Ops 3 engine improves the original. Like you may miss, like with Derice, for instance, you may miss that grittiness, the dark, and the scariness of how hard it is. But you get gobblegums, you get the movement of Black Ops 3, and it just adds a little bit more to each of the maps. So I think overall
Yeah, I
those,
mean all of these are gonna be unplayed for me.
yeah. So I'm just gonna throw all these in NA.
DS Black Ops DS House. What the fuck,
Yeah, what is this? Let's get off of
dude?
that.
They actually have Black Ops DS
Facility,
zombies maps.
temple.
All right, Transit. Transit. I think it's an S tier map.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
think it is. It's got to be.
I think from an experience and like a community just like whirlwind and explosion, it could be SS for how polarizing this map is. Most people hate it. Objectively, it's terrible, but as an experience and growing up and the nostalgia, it's so good.
So good.
Like I love all the little details and the callbacks, the turbine and how you can use the scragglers to teleport through it is crazy, and like you can make insane plays to revive teammates off of it. You
Yeah.
have getting jug and stamina up and then going for a god run through the lava when you're at the diner and you're trying to just run up to town. You have all the
Getting
different
left by the bus
getting left by
feels.
the bus,
Yeah.
like no worse feeling. It's so buggy. You can knife the driver, he'll fucking disrespect you. You've got the
Fucking
RK3.
booking it from bus depot to diner
Yeah,
through
you
that
can run the
tunnel
entire
is
map if you're a
insane.
savage. Uh,
Booking it through that tunnel is insane though. The
farm.
spawns are
You
insane.
can go to farm and get a sentry gun. You can store your weapon in the fridge, have it for the next game. You can go to the side path and get over to the Nocturne and Toten Easter egg call out and play there in the hayfields. You can go to town, bank money. You can go to the cabin right before town, get the Bowie knife. There's all the side paths.
The Easter egg, although it is not that many steps, I will say all the steps are pretty cool.
Yeah,
Like the Electro Man shocking him in the fucking cornfield. That's
yep.
pretty cool.
The jet gun is hit or miss. I think it's a cool. I think the biggest problem is that it can break and you have to redo all the parts from scratch, and that's a huge miss. But I think it's a cool wonder weapon, and you can or high round it outside of the farm stop, but it's just not that good. And but yeah, I mean, it's like such an iconic four-player map. You got some guy training in diner, some guy training in the tunnels with the M16, some guy in town. No one's going to be in Bus Depot. That area is dog shit. But I think like the iconicism of getting left on the bus and just all the experience with friends, EMPing mystery boxes and stuff, it's it's at least S. It could be
It
SS for
has to
those
be S.
reasons.
It has to
But
be
it's one
S.
of it's like one of the only maps that we'll probably see up here that's objectively just a terrible, terrible map. Like layout wise.
Yeah, probably.
Galvanuckles as well. I mean, there's just so many locations and things that you can do at each location or grab. Bus Depot,
I
I'm
mean,
gonna do it. I'm going to rank them. Dog piss, dog piss.
yeah, that is. It's actually trash.
Fucking one of the worst
One of
maps.
the worst maps I've ever seen in my entire life.
I was watching some guy rank the maps, and he said exactly what I was thinking. One thing about this map is ray gun. That's all you got. No pack a punch, no perks. It is as simple as survival comes, and it's not a fun survival map. Farm, same
Nope.
thing. Dog piss. It adds more, but it's still dog piss. I would never play this.
Yep. Town
Town. Now
A
that
plus,
you have an A
or
plus.
does it
Tier?
go in S tier?
I think Town's S. I think it's like it's side by side with Transit. They give you different experiences, but it's still like nothing beats playing with friends, 4 players, everyone dedicated train spot. You just pack a punch a bunch of different weapons, get all the perks, survive as long as you can. I think it's one of the best survival experiences you can ever get in zombies.
I don't think, in good conscience, I can put it in S tier. I'm
There,
putting it in A plus.
it's S with asterisk. S with an asterisk, which could be A plus tier, I guess, but I'm not gonna make a tier to that. I'm just gonna like have it right to left or left to right ordered.
Nuketown C tier or trash.
I would put Nuketown B. It's a decent survival map. It's got the vibe. Nuketown just zombies,
I'm putting it in
apocalypse.
C tier.
The random perks or the way that the perks kind of like get randomized and you get them every few rounds. It's kind of like RNG, but it's a little bit fun because if you don't get jug, it's hard to survive. You can pack a punch, a bunch of different weapons, survive. You got the backyards for 2 different training spots. Bunch of weapons and things you can buy on the bus in the middle of the map. It's a B tier. It's not terrible, but it's not like the best. It's not offensive. Die Rise, I would put an A.
I'm putting Die Rise in B.
Die Rise, I wasn't a rich kid, I could only get one DLC pack. I guess I did have Buried too, but Die Rise was kind of like my DLC map, and it it was ambitious. It was ambitious.
It
And it,
really was.
and it was a bit of a troll that PhD Flopper was not in the game, but they showed it. But I think like it's kind of like Transit, where it's all about the 4 player just experience of it being a pretty much flawed map all across the board, but you just are struggling on it with all your boys. Like it's got arguably one of the best wonder weapons. There's a lot of skill to using it, a lot of different strategies around using it. I absolutely love that. Like you have the up top on like the dragon.
I would say Die Rise is the only thing that really comes close to matching the intensity of 5.
I
It
would,
is an intense map.
eh, I mean, I think there's probably more intense, but it's kind of like Transit where you can all go your own ways. You can train up here on this dragon platform. You can train on the pillow cushion, the Buddha room. There's a bunch of different spots that everyone can segregate, but like you can set up trampolines to do jump spots to make hero plays and revives that are sick. You've got you've got the wonder weapon, which is one of the best wonder weapons. A lot of different ways to play it and strategies around it. Like Alex and I did the Buddha room, sat up on the pillar. SVU, he used that. Um, the elevator is also kind of fun. Like when you spend a lot of time riding elevators, and if zombies hop on there, you gotta kite around, and like that's kind of scary.
Yeah,
And
that's what I'm talking about.
well, to
The
me,
the
this
monkey round or the dog rounds are insane.
to
Getting
me
in an elevator with a fucking zombie or horde of zombies is insane.
the scariest part about this map is you miss a jump, a little too short, don't press the button, and the game's over. That's what's scary. It's like right here, you miss this dragon jump over to the base room, you're fucked. Game over.
Yep.
You fall down one too many floors, you die. So, But I love it for its ambitiousness and just like all the different. I just love the layout, like a super vertical. There's a lot to build and do on it, and a lot of different ways to like play and discoveries. But also doesn't really have an Easter egg. I mean, it has one, but it's one of the shortest. Like it's a meme at this point how short the Easter egg is, and nothing. You can't really do anything for the steps.
Yep.
So diner. I mean, I'll rank this. It's like,
Diner was actually decent, dude.
well, no, this is like the turned. This is the mode where like like they're zombies and you kill other players that are zombies. It's like such a weird concept. I kind of like it.
Oh yeah.
I played it a couple times. I'm gonna put it in C. I don't want to say it's fucking
I'm
terrible.
putting it in fucking B tier, dude. That show is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's just like if you guys just want to mess around on zombies, I think it's a fun mode. It's unique. I like that they tried something.
hmm
Mob. I mean, I wouldn't be mad if you put it in SS.
SS baby, bring it on.
I wouldn't be mad.
The first SS, the goaded vibe. It has an interactive Easter egg. It has like the best characters, the best starting pistol. I mean, what more
No,
could you ask for?
Origins has best starting pistol. Yeah, yeah, he thought about that one.
Best unupgraded starting pistol.
Okay, I'll let you say more about Mob because I don't. I didn't. My thing about Mob is like, I'm one of those that appreciates it, but I didn't experience it. I didn't have Mob on my Xbox. I played it with Rahul's. I played it with other people, and I didn't play it as much. Like I probably played this map 10, maybe 10 times. Now I have done all of it. Like I've done the Easter egg. I've done high rounds, but it's not like I put in hours and hours and hours on this map, and I have like a lot of experience. I think the setup, like the being on Alcatraz, top three in zombies,
Yeah,
not top. I
best
wouldn't say
vibe.
top
Like
one.
best location
I wouldn't.
for a
Yeah,
map.
yeah, best location, but I wouldn't say it's top one personally. I wouldn't say it's top one. I do get a little scared. The Blundergat's really cool. Building the plane and crashing into there with Pack a Punch and that whole
The
platform is
Hell's Redeemer
sick.
is amazing.
The spoon. Um,
The spoon, yeah.
there's a lot of
So
like
many
steps
side Easter
too.
eggs.
Yeah, there's a lot of like side Easter eggs and steps that I think are really cool. But for me, it's like a part of the problem is the training. Single player, you can train in the whatever you call kitchen or whatever it is, the
Yep.
cafeteria. But besides that, everyone else is kind of fucked. And there are like cool kind of lockdown or just camp spots that you can try and set up with your teammates, where you don't buy a certain like I don't know how to describe it, but you probably know what I'm talking about. Where you just don't buy it and you go in that alleyway and you can throw like not wraith fires, but whatever the nade is,
Also, the best Pack-a-Punch transition. Actually, Gora Krovi is probably the best.
like
But
the camo.
this is no the Pack-a-Punch transition, like where you get on the plane and fly to
Oh yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
Golden Gate Bridge,
hmm
and then
Yeah,
you have to electrocute yourself to get back to the island.
and that's another cool thing I like the electrocution. It's a little bit free in a way, but it's kind of like the beast where there's a lot of outplay and just ways to use it, which
Yeah,
are
the
fun.
tech with the ghost is insane.
But yeah, I like it. I think my problem, it's not difficult if you're single player and you're just running around the cafeteria using traps in the Glundergat or whatever it's called. But I think four players, it's way more difficult. And it is exciting. I think the Easter egg's fun. It's a little too short, not enough steps, not big enough of a finale. But you do fight one of your own friends, and that's cool.
hmm
So I could see it being SS. It's right there. It's like S plus, top of S for me. But I just don't have the same experience that others have. So cell block. What the fuck is this? We're done. We're done.
Yeah, unplayed, buried, S tier. This is another one where the vibe is just immaculate, and the tech with the big guy. What's his
Wait, wait,
name?
wait. I'm seeing a problem. Oh wait, no. They've got all the maps. Okay, cool. Oh, Leroy or whatever his name is.
hmm Yeah, the tech with Leroy is insane. He can do so much shit. He can like make the box not move. Also, the ray gun Mark II is such a better version of the ray gun than the normal one. Also, the paralyzer, the movement tech with that, where you can jump across buildings,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and the transition into the pack a punch. The pack and punch is insane, dude.
like the maze and all that.
Yeah, going through the witch's house, getting chased by all of them, and then you have to go through the fucking maze. And if you fall into the well, you just insta die.
Yeah, I would say experience-wise, I'd have buried above Mob because that was one of the only other DLCs I had. So I played it a lot more with Alex, but I will say Mob's better. You just can't argue that. And it's got one of the best settings, underground western city, like city and shrapped with rubble or whatever.
Yep.
There's a lot of like innovations too on this map with the wonder weapon and the witch's house, Leroy assisting you in a bunch of different ways, just things you can build and use on the map. I think the problem is no real training spots. You're not going to be doing any of that. You're only going to be
But you
doing,
don't need training spots because the high round strat is just set up with
yeah, but
the
like
cannons.
But the problem, like, I think as a kid doing that high round strout's fun, but I'm sure as a high rounder, it's so boring because I've heard that like one the wonder weapon just does not do a lot of damage at a certain point, so you just it takes forever to kill him with the wonder weapon, and you either do the one where it's that sliver in the building where it's jug or whatever it is, and you activate the trap, and then everyone sits
Yep.
back there, or you don't clear the debris up on one of the roofs and you sit up there for it. And that's basically all you can do high round, and it takes forever. So I don't personally do high round, and I've never really had that, but I could see why that's annoying and not being able to train. The Easter egg's a little bit more than I thought it was. I never went for it, but
The Easter egg is pretty in depth.
I still don't think it's like an amazing Easter egg. But it's a great map, great aesthetic or setting, a lot of innovation.
Burrow, what the fuck is that? I'm putting
Right
that
there.
in unplayed.
All right. Do we save this one?
Origins. We'll
It,
put this one in unplayed, and we'll rank the Black Ops 3 version.
yeah, I like that. Because I didn't really play
Riot
this.
Exo Survival. I actually played a decent bit of this.
Yeah.
This,
Right, it's a great map for multiplayer.
yeah, it was.
It's an A for me, though. I just don't have enough. I mean, yeah, I can't imagine it being any higher than like B.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna put it in fucking B tier. It's just not
I
that
can't
great.
with
Outbreak.
with this. I can't remember
Outbreak.
which one it is, but there's one where it's like underwater and it introduced the first kind of.
No, that's Descent. Descent
And
is that one.
is that the one? Like, there's one map on Advanced Warfare where I think it had the first, I guess, technical boss fight, but it wasn't a good boss fight. Um, I didn't do really. I played Exo Zombies. I don't remember which maps, and I'm not gonna really. The one I played,
Yeah.
I remember was like on Detroit, which I don't even know if they have that, and I don't even remember if that was the thing. But yeah, I'm gonna put all Exo Zombies pretty much not played. And even if I did play them, unless I had some sort of personal bias or nostalgia for it, they'd probably be low.
All right. Shadows of
The
Evil.
first SS, the first fucking SS, baby.
The second. I'm putting Shadows of Evil above Mob for sure.
For sure. I mean, what's there to say? It top it this and Origins, like I was telling, we rehashed this tier list multiple times already. But I would just say it again. Shadows and Origins are tied for first place in terms of vibe and like setting. When I'm playing zombies, I have no better feeling than when I'm playing Shadows or Origins. The different levels of strategy and ways to speedrun and interactions and buildables and side Easter eggs and content on this map is still to this day one of the best, if not the best. There's so much content to play. The Margwas, one of the best mini bosses ever made.
Yep.
I love the rituals. How you
The
do the.
lockdown steps are pretty cool.
I love the rituals. How you do all the rituals. I love the beast and how you can use it for a lot of different ways. There's a lot of clutch plays you can make. You can like if you're really skilled, you can shock a lot of things early on and like get set up easily in one round, revive teammates. The the training spots all over the map, like Ruby's area in her district. You got the entertainment district. You got the boxing or the waterfront district. All the districts have great training spots.
And great vibes.
Great vibes. Yeah, they all have a unique vibe and like different aesthetic to it. Wonder Weapon, Apothicon Servant. Yeah, it's not that hard to use at all. It's a black hole. You just shoot it there. But
it's fucking amazing.
and it works perfectly for what you're going for with this map. This map is one of the best maps for high rounding. Like there's so many different strategies and ways to do it. And the Apothicon Servant is pretty much just like the training god gun. You just train him up and then shoot one bullet. And there's just so much.
You also have the swords.
The swords, riding the. I think like for me, the reason why Shadows probably isn't number one is because nowadays it's all about the Easter egg and just one and doneing a map, getting the full experience. But the Easter egg on Shadows is locked out for the final step for some reason. The boss fight's not the most insane, not the best, and
Yup.
it's just not enough of an Easter egg. But I think when you are just playing the map for all the content and surviving high rounds, like training in the other thing too is like it's just such a vibe when you're training in the pack-a-punch room too and you're wall running over and over.
Yeah.
Or like when your teammate goes down and you're in that pack right next to the pack-a-punch room and you have to pick the right portal to go through, use the beast. Widow's Wine was a huge thing on this map too. I love that perk. It just
the Lovecraftian mixed with 1920s vibe.
Yep.
It's immaculate.
Incredible. One of the best maps ever. The Giant, we could rank it. We did that. I did that one time where like we tried to go for that camping strategies.
Yeah, I'm probably putting it in A tier as well.
I'm gonna give it B below Durice. I think objectively it's a better map because it's got more to offer with Gobblegums and Black Ops 3 engine. But
and it has more Easter eggs and
yeah.
shit.
But experience-wise, Durice is better, and they kind of got rid of the bouncing Betty. Like you can't infinite bouncing Betties and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So some of this
Tripwires suck ass.
yeah. So I would take the Giant down for a couple of the reasons.
Dead Ups Arcade 2, never played it.
Nightmare.
Nightmares, never played it.
Ah!
Rise and Drop.
The most recent one. Don't put it in dog shit. I mean, don't put.
I'm putting it in A+. I'm putting it in A+ with Town.
I'm. This is a tough ranking for me. Does it go top of S above Mob? Because I have
No.
more experience with it. I have more of a connection to it.
No, I just don't think so. Dreisendrach for me is an A+ tier map. That's some spicy takes, but it is what it is, you know?
It's crazy because it's like if you watch speedruns, if you listen to like zombies content creators, and you kind of just watch the map, you don't play it yourself, and you hear things. It's probably SS top 5, top 3.
Yeah.
But I think
But going in and actually playing it, some of the steps are so tedious and boring.
and like we talked about at first, if you're doing the first couple of attempts of an Easter egg on this map, it's really fun. Building all the different wonder weapons and the skill shots and like shooting the bonfires, doing that one wonder weapon where like you have to hit the teleporter and hit it as you're going in the teleporter. I think all those are fun on a first time, but when you have to do it more than once, it's just tedium. And yeah, I think vibe-wise, it's good. It's not the best, but it's up there. Up in the mountains, little research base.
Yeah, I would say it's decent.
But yeah.
It's an A+ tier map for me. And the fact that you can't do anything if you're not doing the main Easter egg. There's pretty much nothing else besides the main Easter egg.
Yeah, there's a couple of training you can train. You can train in the tomb area. You can train on the main platform where Pack a Punch can be. You can train in the one where this like the ship drops. But it's not the best training map. It's not the best camping strat map. It's really just doing it for the Easter egg. And I think as you play the Easter egg more and more, and you fail more and more, it just wears you down. Like,
Some of those steps are just
what steps are really fun? The keeper lockdown, protecting him. Um,
the Simon Says and the buttons and stuff.
and like using, I think building the bows and using the bows, they're great wonder weapons. That I think.
But other than that, that's everything else kind of sucks ass.
Yeah, the boss
Like
fight. I mean, it's hard to judge
the
the
wisp
boss fight.
step
Yeah, yeah, the wisp step. It's
is the
fun.
bane of my fucking existence,
I feel like that's
dog.
such a polarizing step too. It's like, first off, why wasn't it working? Was it because you didn't have an upgraded bow? You shot it, you charged it up or something. Why wasn't it working?
I don't know.
Why is zombies covering the walkway halfway through? I don't know. That's just a nitpick. But I also just think there's not enough content on it. Like
There's not.
you build the shield, you build the
It's
DDGs.
You're literally only playing this map for the Easter egg because you can't do high round strats. There are none. Well, there are some, but like they're not like cool in any way. And it's not fun to just play the map on its own and just discover it because all you're doing is building the fucking shield and that's it if you're not doing the main Easter egg.
Yeah. The boss fight at the end, I think, yeah, I think that's like the big selling point is having a full fledged boss fight and the ending for completing it.
Yep. Yep.
But for me, the boss, it, from a just a boss arena, the dark room with the giant red shadow keeper, whatever. I think it's cool.
It doesn't really do it for me,
Oh,
honestly.
it kind of does it for me, but I think the mechanics of it. I mean, it's not terrible. My problem is just failing it. Kind of hurts.
The fact that they just spawn like 17 fucking panzers on you and the boss isn't actually the difficult part. The difficult part is surviving 17 fucking panzers. It kind of takes away from it. I
Yeah,
think it's an A plus tier map. It has to be for me.
it's definitely fallen from grace, and I don't like it as much as a lot of maps. Like, I would still play it probably over the other maps I've got below it, but not by much. It's not. It's not a big winner.
Yep, I'm
Zetsubo,
definitely throwing in an A
Zetsubo.
plus.
I don't want to say NA, but I don't even think I've played this map. I've watched it.
I've played a decent amount of this map recently, and it's an A plus for me. It came out of nowhere. I mean, I thought people were just dogging on it, and the vibes are good. The Easter egg is fun. There's high intensity moments like when you have to go underwater in that tunnel. You get all claustrophobic and shit, and you have to come back up, and you're gonna drown. Um, yeah, I like the big bosses like the Groots that spawn
Yeah, I think it's
and fuck
got
you
many
up.
bosses. Good many bosses.
The way you can work around the map with like the two sides. You can get power up green, power up blue, power go in middle, power up everything. I think the progression is really cool, but it takes way too long to get set up on this map. There's way too many fucking doors, and there's way too much shit to do. If like, it's not necessarily that you're just gonna go for the Easter egg because there is a bunch of other shit you can do on the map. Even with like watering the plants with different water. Like I got a plant that literally just said imprint, and when I died, I got a free instant revive. It's a interesting and fun concept.
It's more of a vibe than I thought because it's not all just swampy. It's a little bit darker, more zombies feel. There's a good storyline, like kind of Takio's storyline. The Easter egg, from what I see, not the best, especially boss fights like the spider one in the middle. But the
Yeah,
last
the
thing is
boss
just such a
fight isn't the
disappointment.
greatest.
Um, I can't rank it. If I did rank it, I'd probably give it like an A. A good
Yeah, I'm
map.
giving it an A+.
Garad Krovi.
Oh, we know where this one's going, boys. Right above Shadows of Evil. There is so much to do on this map. Not only just like interacting with the map in different ways, but the uniqueness of each of the steps is is just kind of amazing. And the number of things you can unlock. You can get the shield, you can upgrade the shield, you can get the Dragon Strike command, you can get the Gauntlet of Siegfried, you can get the Dragon Wings, the Mangler helmet, the Valkyrie drone eye.
It's impressive. It's impressive.
Um, and you can do an amazing Easter egg on top of all that. And on top of all that, if you wanted to do the lockdown survival, this has the best lockdown step in all of zombies. The best. And fucking dragons. And fucking dragons.
I will give it the benefit of the doubt with only having played it like 3 times, not even really getting past probably like round 15 or 20, not even doing half the Easter egg steps. I will give it the benefit of the doubt and give it top of S, even above Mob, above Dries and Drock and everything else. And I could see it going in SS if I actually play it, I go through the Easter egg, I grind out this map, and I get the full experience. I could see it. But I think there's a couple of big glaring things that I just can't be bothered with. Like, I'm not a we talked about this personally. I am a water sea monster guy. I'm not a Russian dragon guy or whatever this is. And
He always
the
likes to bring out the Russian.
oh, that's what you said
Doesn't
it was. I thought it was Germany. You said it's
he?
Russia.
It is Russia.
The the steps and just all that's on the map is fun, I think, when you really get into it, but it's kind of tedious and frustrating when you're a new player. There's just so much to go on, like especially that one step that we talked about with the website that you got to use to even solve it. Like I feel
Yeah,
like,
but that's pretty simple. I mean, honestly, it's pretty simple.
but I will say, like the other thing is no high rounding, or I mean you can high round. I'm sure I'm not
High
fully
rounding
versed.
is you just go to pack a punch and do the lockdown a bunch of times.
Yeah,
Get
so
max ammos.
I'm not sold on like a bunch of areas that you can train or play 4 players with. I feel like you're mainly doing it just to do the Easter egg.
Well, you're not just doing it for the Easter egg because you can do it for like all the other side Easter eggs and all the other stuff to unlock.
Yeah. So I'd give it there. I'd give it its flowers. It could go higher. It might go lower. I don't know. If I get disappointed, if I greatly get disappointed by the Easter egg and how some of the steps feel and the boss, it could go lower, but it might could go higher. It's not as high as you have it. It's one of yours, but not mine. But I still have. I mean, it's the
Yep.
second highest map so far for me. So
Revelations.
I will rate it
I
without really playing it. I've literally spawned in on this map, but I don't think I've done more than like 10 rounds. But I'll rank it.
I have not played it.
I think the idea of Revelations is cool, where they combine a bunch of different map elements from other maps, bunch of different bosses and wonder weapons. So you have like 3 to 5 or whatever wonder weapons. You got Apothicon Serve and Ray Gun, whatever other ones they have. They have Margwas, all different types of bosses. And the skybox on this map is incredible. It's really cool. But
And you can go in the Leviathan.
yeah, but I think it's not really original. It's piecing together a lot together. Easter egg, I'm not too brushed up on, but I know that the speedrunning community had a hard time solving it. Like some of the steps and things are just so stupid. I'm gonna give it like an A tier. I'm gonna give it an A tier. I don't. I'm gonna give it bottom of A just because of my lack of experience, but I know what's going on with this map enough to say it's at least A.
Yeah.
I wouldn't give it S yet.
I'd
Not
probably put it B or A.
taking,
Not. I'm putting this in unplayed.
yeah, taking all
You already
these and
did this.
unplayed.
Kino, you already did that. Ascension,
Wow, that's a lot of them. Holy cow.
Moon. Oh,
Oh, yeah,
Origins.
yeah, yeah. I was like, all right, let's talk about Origins.
SS. Top of
SS.
SS for sure.
It's like I can't put. I mean, they're basically like this. This is how the tier list should look for these two,
Yeah.
just for different reasons. More high round like content on Shadows, but I think better Easter egg, a little bit more iconic and just something with the Origins. But they're right there together.
Yeah.
Like,
I think Origins has an immaculate vibe. Warzone, obviously. Giant robots, obviously. The stabs were the first introduction to that concept of weapon system, and they knocked it out of the park.
yep. I don't think
Upgrade
they've done a
building the
better version.
stabs, you don't even need to really kill that many zombies. Upgrading the stabs, you don't need to kill that many zombies. So once you have it fully built, it's like round 5, 6, 7, and you can immediately just dive into the Easter egg. And not only that, but the amount of setup you can do, like switching the dials off rip and picking up the stones when you get to the second place,
Out of
the second machine.
all of these maps, I would say, I mean, Shadows of Evil, you could argue too. Like, that's why they're both there. The best speed run to watch is this one. Like, I've probably
Yeah.
watched Noah J react to speedrun breaking records 10 plus times to new broken records.
Yeah, and every time he says it's dead.
Yeah.
Every time.
They always say it's dead. There's always some new crazy thing. The RNG that, like, yes, there's a little bit of annoyance with the robot RNG, but I think the RNG overall on this map is incredible. The way that it works. The skybox, one of the best. The robots, Attack on Titan, come on, you actually go inside them. I died to them like they're fucking menaces. The
Yeah.
starting pistol is the best starting weapon I think in any of the
It
zombies games.
upgraded, it is amazing.
The
It
and
is
it's
so
and
good
we talked about
upgraded.
it. It's not even the damage; it's the
It's
tech.
the movement tech
Yeah,
too. Yeah.
when you combine Black Ops 3 movement and the engine with Gobblegums and all the RNG with that, with the speed running strats and like the movement tech with the pistol and like all that, it becomes just one of the biggest masterpieces in zombies.
Yeah. It's so good.
The only thing is like,
And Shepherd of Fire is the best intro song for zombies.
and the Panzer's one of the best mini bosses.
Yep. Yep.
I think,
Because you're shitting your fucking pants if you don't have a staff by the time that guy shows up.
yeah, I'll. It's one of my favorite experiences too. Like, this was 9 was my first Easter egg, but this was like the true next one when we finally did that. And that week or two that we went for it, and all the ups and downs, and vibing at night with Imagine Dragons, and I mean, it's such a great memory, and finally beating it after being so close, like
So
it.
close so many times.
My problem is the again, if the final boss or the final step had two phases where it's like you beat all the minions and then there's a big one, I would be saying it's one of the best boss fights and the best last steps. But it's just that it's only that first part that I have an issue with it. But besides that, like, it's so adrenaline pumping. There's a lot of setup and like execution to make it all work. Like, we had to use Gobblegums out the ass just to have a chance. And it's
Yeah.
tough. There's a bunch of steps that are tough, like the lockdowns, the knifing ones, the ones where you're like down by all the,
The
st- the
knife ones when you're hitting them with the fists is so tough if you get into later rounds.
and like the staffs when you're by all the staffs at the bottom and you have to kind of lock down there.
Yeah.
It's just got a bunch of different great steps. The pans around where you got to throw in the gershes and all
The
that.
tank is an amazing fucking movement system.
Yeah, there's just so much going on the map too, like shooting the planes with the blood bags and stuff.
Just the amount of setup you could be doing. Like you can set everything up for success in like the first 10 minutes of an Origin speedrun.
Yep. Best camo, pack a punch camo of all time.
Yeah, yeah, that shit is fire, dude.
Um, so yeah, it's got to be there. It's got to be there. I wouldn't
Yep.
necessarily prefer like we did a couple of stuff where we would train or just try high rounding. It's not the best. Like I would probably prefer shadows and stuff, but I think it has so much to offer.
Yeah.
Zombies in Spaceland. The
I
biggest
think
problem with this is that everyone hates Infinite Warfare, but besides that, this map is SS tier. I wouldn't say it's better than Origins or Shadow. I'm not crazy, but I also could say it's better than them in a way because
I'm
it
throwing it
offers
in
both.
top of S tier. Top of S tier for me.
It's the best Infinite Warfare map. A lot of people who are cultured and understand that ignoring the game itself, the map is just immaculate. It has an amazing vibe, abandoned theme park. It's the perfect mix of scary but yet fun. It's got the Brutus, which is one of the best mini bosses. It has four wonder weapon pistols that you can upgrade at different steps, and all the steps are. It's kind of like Origins, where if you want to upgrade all of them, it's a lot of setup, but some of the steps are super interesting, like putting on the glasses to shoot the targets and all the other stuff. A ton of content, just like Shadows. Some of the most fun content on a zombies map. The arcade, getting tickets.
There's so much side shit you can do in this just because of the ticket system.
Yeah,
Where you can get the tickets in the arcade, you could always be doing that. There's even different ways to get the tickets, like doing the roller coaster, doing the
the
arcade.
coins to get all the different
It
traps.
has very unique Easter egg steps lit with like shooting the targets while the glasses are on.
And I think like even though Infinite Warfare doesn't have the best system, I think some of the fake like the
It's not
mixture,
terrible.
yeah,
I
like
would
the
say Infinite Warfare has a better system than Black Ops 4 for sure.
yeah, I think like it would probably go, which we'll talk about, Black Ops 6 right now, then Black
For
Ops
sure.
3, and then I might even say this, and then Black Ops 4, maybe Black
Well,
Ops 2
Black Ops
instead.
2
But like Black
is
Ops 2 doesn't have enough in the system. It's very simple in a way. But like you have the fortune and fate cards, which can add a lot of strategy. You have the machines where you put in the different coins to get like sentries or monkeys and stuff. You have traps all around different areas of the map. You can play this map so many different ways. Like you can go for the Easter egg. You can play high round. You can play camp spots. It has everything. And then the Easter egg itself, so many different steps that are all kind of built into the content of the map. It adds a great mixture of like puzzles to lockdown to like difficult ones where you have to use the Seticom steps. And then the final boss, like super sick, great final boss. It's a fucking alien. It's difficult. It's three phases, all kind of have different layers to them and themes and ranges of difficulty. And it's not just like shoot the alien. It's like knife his backpack and all the stuff and mechanics of the fight.
yeah.
Plus,
I will say the bus fight is pretty good. And the dog rounds on this map are actually intense as fuck because
yeah,
those clowns are fast as
those
shit.
guys are
They
nasty.
got fucking wheels,
And it's
bro.
like they're giggling the entire time. And also like one thing I do like about this map too, that's just it's the like style to it, the character style, the starting with the nerd and using the bitch slap hand, the like way that David Hasselhoff plays classic music, 80s music and stuff throughout the
Yeah.
different areas. It's just a fun map.
I think for the style that they were going for, they nailed that.
Yeah.
I would have changed it to something different if it was my choice, but for the style that they were going for, they nailed it.
Like looking at all the maps so far, it's the most fun. It's just fun oriented. I think I'd
Yeah.
have the most fun with that map. But definitely sad and bitter that we got absolutely smoked on the final boss.
We even did the cheat thing where we just went right to the boss and we got shit stopped
Yeah.
immediately, bro.
For all the others, I think we can just the one night where we were going for the zombies in Spaceland multiple times, failed it, and then we just did. All right, well let's do all the boss fights because they had the boss rush mode. I'm not gonna rank them, but I think that was a fun night, even though we failed at every single boss. The Rat King, the Raven, the Wedwoods one. Like I didn't mean to put that one
That
there.
was fucking insane,
Like
dude.
all the boss fights were super interesting, even though we didn't play the maps. but we do have experience
Yeah.
with all. And we couldn't even do attack of the radioactive thing. We didn't even know how to get it to fucking start.
Yeah, me neither. If I were to rate them, I think Shall and Shuffle would be in trash.
The only
Rave
the
and
best
Beast from Beyond would be in C, and Attack of the Radioactive Thing would be in A, and Zombies in Spaceland would be in S.
the thing about Challenge Shuffle is it's a terrible map, terrible Easter egg. But before like all the, I guess whatever version of the game where you got boss rush mode and stuff, the fact that you had a super Easter egg, it was the first game to do a super Easter egg, and it gave you access to Mephistopheles, and I people would still argue that he's the best boss ever designed in zombies. I think that like you could give bonus points, but it's not really about the map. So
Yeah. Final Reich, we talked about this. I'm putting it in S tier.
yeah, I mean, it deserves A plus. Like that's the one I feel like out of all the maps, this is a map that needs A plus from me. I'd put it right below Die Rise, right second to top of A.
The Easter egg is good. The vibes are immaculate. I mean, the intensity was up there.
It's
The iconicism was somewhat okay.
an amazing first zombies map. I don't really like World War II zombie system, but it worked on the map. Very dark and gritty, and you got a scary zombies feel. Um, the built-in Easter egg was fun to do as a casual player.
The boss fight was fun.
Yep, good boss fight. The advanced Easter egg that people discovered was insane. Yeah, it's A to A plus. Very great map. I wouldn't really play it anymore, but I do like it.
Yeah. Shangri-La. Oh wait, no.
I've got Grushin House.
Roaston House, unplayed.
I've heard a lot of people talk about Darkest Shore being just a fucking abomination of a map. And I've seen like some of the I can't remember if it's this map. I think it's this map where like the boss fight is you can't see fucking anything. It is like the darkest, true to its name, like you can't see anything on your screen. And there's another boss, like apparently the boss fights and the steps in some of these games are impossible. Like they are so hard. But yeah.
How many maps did World War II have? What is Bodega Cervantes?
I don't think that this was this a map?
Altar of Blood?
I've never heard
The
of Bodega.
Frozen Dawn?
I've heard of Frozen Dawn. Yeah, I've heard of Mount Olympus.
Dude, I kind of want to play The Darkest Shore just to see what the fuck it is.
All right, Black Ops 4.
Voyage of Despair. Honestly,
Ambition, concept, and ambition. SS tier.
I think I'm throwing it. It just plays so badly, though.
Yeah.
I really want to give it an A, but I think it belongs in B for sure.
Yeah, I think this is how it goes for me. It's SS tier from concept and ambition. It's D tier, not F tier or dog shit tier, but it's D tier on execution and functionality.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it a little bit of a benefit and give it A. Kind of like Revelations. I'm going to give it an A.
You're doing it? Are you doing it?
I'm giving
I'll
it an
do
A.
it.
I'm giving it an A.
Fuck it. Let it rock.
Because when I first played it, like the first couple of times, I had a ton of fun. Just running around the map, learning, like playing on the Titanic, figuring out where everything was.
And the first parts of the Easter egg are pretty fun.
It's kind of like Horizon Rock 2, where watching Easter eggs and high round strategies is so much more fun than doing it. Because you know how hard it is, but like watching it's kind of fun. But yeah, I think it just a lot of the areas inside the Titanic aren't big enough to really kite or train around, so it's very difficult. Not a lot of training spots, not a lot of camping spots. A lot of the stuff.
The Wonder Weapon is ass.
Wonder Weapon's ass. A lot of the stuff inside looks similar, so it's hard to kind of navigate. Easter egg steps are insane. Like Black Ops 4 had some crazy Easter egg stuff.
That's why I want to go play it. Like Blood of the Dead, Dead of the Night, Ancient Evil, Voyage of Despair. I kind of want to just play those to see what the Easter eggs are.
Like they delivered on them because there's a ton of steps, a lot of setup, and like they're difficult steps, but almost to the point of like it being a detriment. Voyage is that symptom where like, yeah, there's a lot of steps on there. Final boss, 5-6 phases. It's some kind of weird alien eye beam, and you can't. You basically have to use like only two weapons to be able to kill it, and it has one shot moves too. Very difficult map, very difficult boss and Easter egg, but damn, they tried, and I wish it succeeded, because the problem is
Yeah,
like they're never gonna go for something like this again because it already
no,
exists.
they're not. If they executed this better, it could have been an SS tier map.
Yeah.
If they did something like they did with like Shadows of Evil, could have been right up there.
Yep.
9 S tier,
Yep.
S tier for sure. I'm putting it above Zombies in Spaceland.
I mean, it's definitely for me. It's S tier, so it's not even touching it. But yeah, I'm debating if I put this at the top above Garad and Mob right now. I think I
Wow,
will.
Garad is that low for him.
It's not that it's low. It's like from a personal experience. This was my very first full Easter egg I ever did. Abby and I spent an entire week, so many hours and attempts, and like learned the ins and outs of this map and the Easter egg to get it done. We talked about it where like yes, it's not really a zombies setting. It doesn't really have the concept of a zombies map, but it has the aesthetic in different areas like the underground, the pack-a-punch room, and just all of the underground areas definitely got zombies feel. And then if you want a
Yep.
lighter, sunny feel, you've got the Colosseum and the different temples. Greek gods, kind of cool, like Greek theme. I love the shield part because like you can shoot it, use it. It's really strong. It protects you, and you can use it as just like a kind of a wonder weapon. Wonder weapon's
And the
okay.
Easter egg steps are insane.
Yeah. Some Easter egg steps, there's a lot, and then some are just fucking terrible. But then there's a lot that are super difficult and fun and challenging. Like yeah, just all we talked about them. The Danu shooting the hives, throw monkeys, shoot hives with the XM53 or whatever the rocket launcher was. The raw step, got to shoot the right zombie. The lockdown on the sewage container, three phases, can't
The
leave it.
Helion salvo, bro.
Yeah, the Helion
That shit on
salvo.
the final boss is
I
insane.
remember watching Noah and like Syndicate and all them discover the Easter egg and like fight the boss for the first time, saying it's a great map, and it really was. I mean, I think it was a great map. It's on Black Ops 4, a little rough,
It's which is a shame. Yeah.
but I think overall they did a great job for the opening map, and it's at least S tier. And I'll probably end up moving Garad. Maybe it's looking bad having this above these three for sure, but I think it's the experience of this map that plays into it for sure.
Yeah. Blood of the Dead haven't played, but would
I
like to play.
Yeah, I played it a few times when it came out. Never tried the Easter egg. Never will. God damn. Um,
I kind of want to try the Easter eggs for all
I
these
liked
Black Ops
the
4
vibe
maps.
of the new additions of the map on the one side where you have the warden's house and stuff. I liked it, but I think it just doesn't have enough. The the catwalk of hell is insane. Like the connecting the two different old and the new map,
Yeah.
and they removed a couple of things from the old map. I think they were like messed with the revive system, whatever it's called, from the original, where you become dead. That was a big thing too, is they removed it, and like going for what's the knifing side Easter eggs weapons that you can get, like the spork and
Oh, the Hell's Retriever.
yeah, like pretty much those became insignificant because Wraithfire and stuff was better. So like you could do them, but it just was a waste. And yeah, I didn't try the Easter egg, but it's one of the, if not the most impossible Easter egg ever. Um, I'm gonna give it for a vibe and just like concept, like Mob. It's up there, but I think execution and just the feel and the gameplay of it, it's going in B tier. I'll give it B tier.
I want to play this, and if I do, I'll probably rate it B tier as well. That's where I'll probably put it.
I'm not doing classified. Didn't play it.
Dead of the Night, I'd probably put in A tier.
Yeah, I can't put it there. If I had to put it, I'd say A. Probably good A.
Ancient Evil, I'd probably put in A+ or S.
Yeah, I think Ancient Evil will be okay. So we're like, if we actually end up doing it, it might start off as like concept and everything be A, high A, and then after finishing the Easter egg and experiencing it all, it might be S.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna put it in an A. And then what else? Alpha Omega. I mean, do I rank this? I played it like twice. I'm gonna rank it. I I didn't do the Easter egg, but there's the whole
I played Alpha Omega. I
there's
played that map.
there's the funeral meme that they put in the game.
I'd say Alpha Omega is trash.
I
Now,
the
it's
lower
C
area
tier.
is more zombies feel like outside it's middle of the day or some shit. Like why did they change that? But I don't know enough about the map. I'm gonna give it C.
Tog, I don't know a single thing about that map.
The only thing about it is that it's Call of the Dead that they remastered and kind of changed around, and the vibe of it they changed it to like this sunset thing, which is really cool, and people liked it a lot. It kind of wrapped up some of the storylines. It had a okay Easter egg, okay map. I've heard a lot of people basically calling it like a B tier map.
Hmm.
D Machine didn't play. Heard pretty good
Speaking
things.
of B tier, D Machine.
Did you play it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I tried to do the Easter egg, didn't feel like completing it. Cold War system wasn't that great. Black Ops 6 definitely improved on a lot of shit in the Cold War system.
Yeah.
It's a B tier map, for sure.
NA for all
Dead
these.
Ups, Onslaught, Firebase, Outbreak, Onslaught Containment, Mauer,
I
Dirt
do kind of
Token,
want to play
Burst.
Mauer. Out of all the maps, I would like to play Mauer because apparently it's got a pretty good boss fight and Easter egg. But
Yeah.
I'm not getting Cold War to do that, or maybe I already
Nope.
have it.
I think I already have it, but I'm not getting it.
I literally didn't buy Vanguard, so that answers
What
that.
what are all of these?
These are Call of Duty Vanguard. Came out after Cold War.
They
Mate,
remastered Shinonuma for Vanguard? They did. What the fuck? Why
trust,
Shinonuma,
trust
dude?
me, there ain't nothing there. I guess we could
Lib-
talk about like Modern Warfare because
Liberty
we had that.
Modern Warfare.
Remember we played it. We downloaded. We have like 4 hours of game time. We downloaded it one night. We played mostly gunfight, and then we played like 2 times on the zombies, where it's like the giant Warzone map. Remember? It's like a giant Warzone
Is that
map.
Outbreak?
No,
Is that
that's
Outbreak?
Operation Deadbolt, Modern Warfare. It's only one map for Modern Warfare because it's like this.
Oh,
And remember, like
honestly, I'm putting it in C. There's just
ambitious,
way too much downtime.
and it looked like it just was too much Warzone. It didn't feel like zombies. But I will say I've watched like a couple of. They made some updates and added some content where like they added this ether portal that you could go in, so it completely changed the skybox and the vibe, which was cool. And they added a couple of big, crazy, just bigger than life bosses, like the worm and stuff. So I think it was innovative and ambitious, but it just was not zombies. I'm gonna give it C.
Yeah.
Let's do
Yep.
Liberty Falls. Liberty Falls. Liberty Balls.
Liberty Balls, bro. It's S
Yeah.
tier. It's actually
Talk
S tier.
about,
No
bro. Talk
cap.
about one of the biggest like misconceptions going into the game. People called this Liberty Balls and that it was one of the worst maps ever made.
Okay. Wait. No, it's A plus tier. It's A plus tier for sure.
No, it's S.
The vibe just needs to change, bro. If they had a mod, if I had a mod right now that just changed it to night, added fire everywhere, it would be an S tier map. No questions in no questions asked. But the
I still think
vibe
it's
is
S.
so bad. I think
90
it's an A plus.
90% I'm putting weight into the gameplay and the experience, and 10% I'll put into the skybox and the aesthetic. Yeah,
I think I'm putting more into the vibe then.
but it's
But
all
it's top of A plus for sure.
it's S. I'm gonna put it. I'm not putting it above Buried yet, but I'll put it above No, I'm not putting it above transit or town. I'll put it at the bottom of S right now. Yeah, the vibe's the biggest thing it needs to fix. But like I was saying, there's two parts of the map that kind of are a little bit better. Like you can do the bowling alley, or you could do the pack-a-punch room, so you can at least have a little bit of a different aesthetic. But yeah, this map is high octane. It's a perfect, simple survival map, but it's also got an Easter egg. All such a surprise as the side Easter eggs. You can knife the vending machine and spawn to get free like stuff from there, even perks, ray guns. The jet gun is one of my favorite wonder weapons they've made. They improved on. Like, goddamn, that weapon feels amazing. Um, all the kind of like Easter egg steps and setup steps on the map are fun, and all the side Easter eggs are super cool.
Yeah, it's got so much good shit going on for it.
It's right to the
So
point.
much good shit.
Like it's going to be a perfect map to just farm XP in high rounds. And I love watching the speedruns right now on it. Like all the 15 minutes now going to be 14 soon and stuff.
Yeah.
And I would say it's pretty like you have the abominations and the manglers on the map. They're great enemies to fight or mini bosses. The last step of the Easter egg where you're in the room can be kind of intense.
Yep.
So I like it a lot. I really like this map. I don't think it's a goated map or anything, but definitely way better than people said it was.
Yeah, definitely. Terminus,
All right.
it's an S tier for
The
me.
boss, the big boss.
It's S tier.
Beat the Easter egg today.
I think it's the same problem with me for this. It's the vibes. It's like just not unique, iconic enough for me to give it an SS. If this was like a unique, iconic location with cool interactive map to go along with that location, it would be an SS, no questions asked. But I don't think it is. I think I put it above Zombies in Spaceland. And
This may
then
be recency bias, but it's my favorite map
Ancient-
of all time.
Ancient Evil's probably gonna go up here.
It's the best zombies map I've ever played. A lot of it has to do with Black Ops 6 as an engine, as a zombies design. I never played Cold War Zombies, but they fucking improved on it. And it's the same thing with Liberty Falls, where like take away the map, what you can do with this version of zombies is the best it's ever been.
Yeah.
Mutant injections with the manglers, chopper gunners, hellstorms, sentries. What else? The level, like the different rarity upgrades, the different pack-a-punch upgrades,
Yeah.
mantling, everything.
Mantling is so good.
Augments,
It's so good.
augments, getting augments to add like layers to the gameplay, like better movement, better survivability.
Augments are huge as well. I mean, they did so well with coming up with the systems and
The
like
salvage system, the point
the
system.
base gameplay of Black Ops 6 Zombies is the best it
It's
has
ever
ever
been.
been.
Yep. And so I think that plays a big part into my enjoyment, my experience with the map. But I'd also say, as a map, it's got the vibe. We talked about it. Garage Grovy's yours. You like the dragons. You like that stuff. Terminus is mine. It's in the ocean. The fucking Kraken is the big attraction of the map. That's what's it's the what did I call it earlier? Like the looming presence or whatever it is. It is like
Yeah.
always there, and it becomes the boss fight. This is my favorite boss fight in all of Zombies, and
It is the best
I
boss
haven't
fight in
fought
all of
all the
Zombies.
bosses, and I haven't fought a lot of them, but I fought enough, and I know that this is the best. It simply is. It's got two boss fights, which the first one is also amazing, probably better than 90% of them, like I was saying. Um, the Wonder Weapon, very good. I wouldn't say it's the best ever, but it is very good, especially when you use it with like everything else going on in the map. The
Yeah.
just the vibe of the map on the Pacific Ocean, you have so many different areas to mess around in and strategies to use. It's infinite. It's even more than Shadows of Evil. It's first content and ways to
So
play the
many
game.
strats.
Like we like once we beat that Easter egg and we did all right, I'm gonna go survive on the Titanic looking
Yeah,
shipwreck
we could
boat.
just pick and choose areas we
You,
wanted to
you go,
survive
you
in.
go, you go. Do it on this random like isolated
Let's
island. All right,
Yeah,
now
let's
let's go
go
in the
to the
lockdown room.
elevator.
Let's go in the
Yeah,
lockdown room and fuck around there. All right, let's go to the spawn room and just sit in the elevator and just see what happens. Let's go train around in the courtyard or
and
right by
the
the beam
side
cannon.
Easter eggs. Literally so many side
Probably
Easter
the
eggs.
best. Like there's just so much
Yeah.
content, and it's not just that like they're fun or they have interesting storylines. Like it's how they impact the map, giving you salvage or self revives or free wonder weapons and stuff. Like they add so much value that they're worth doing, and like from just a way the ways you can play the map, the Easter egg. Like my only we talked about this before. I love the Easter egg. It's not too long, not too short. It's just right. It's just right. Whatever her name is, Red Riding Hood, whatever it is, little picky bears. And the only critiques I would have, make the lockdown. My this map is a dream. It is a wet dream for me. I would design it exactly. I wish I had the brain to design it, but they knew exactly what I wanted when they designed this map. Put it in an ocean, make the ocean a huge part of it, surrounded by water, make a fucking kraken, make it a boss fight on the kraken. Manglers, amalgamations, sick mini bosses, so scary. They're super tough, but also really balanced, and there's a lot of skill to like defeating them quickly. The steps where it's like, remember we were driving under the shipwreck, and I was like, God damn! Imagine you could go in that room, and it's just a
And
tiny
then
room,
we could.
and then it
Yeah.
was, and so like only critique though is that needs to be harder.
They need to add like an inside of the ship that you can get to from the top.
And adds like some kind of buildable or
They
other
need
machine on
Yeah,
the
they
ship.
needed to add like a bunch of more stuff to the ship.
But I
That would
think
have been such a cool side area
yeah.
if they did.
But I love that there's ammo boxes and everything. You never have to worry about maxes. It's just a whole different way of thinking about the economy of the game and the strategy of it. The Easter eggs add some more difficulty to that one lockdown step, and I think it's perfect. Because outside of that, you have the mid Easter egg skill check with the Nathan boss fight, and then you have the final boss fight, which is, like we said, perfect. There's so many strategies on that boss fight, so many mechanics, so much going on. It's just I'm addicted to it. I love it. It's my favorite. I'd say it's my favorite map right now. It's recency bias, but like if I were to look at all these maps and talk about the ones I want to play the most, it's probably Terminus. There's just so much like fun to be had on that map.
Actually, I'm putting Terminus above 9. Terminus made my top 5. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's top one. I could peel it back a little bit maybe over time, but right now it's top one. I would still love to play Zombies in Spaceland, beat that Easter egg. I'd love to. I'd not love, but I do want to do Rod Crovey. I would say, besides like the last few hours and today, my number one goal would be to beat Der Eisendrache, but I think that one's dropped off of a cliff. And anyone else? I mean, Voyage.
I want to do Ancient Evil.
Yeah, Ancient Evil would be a good one. Uh, Revelations potentially.
Yeah, I would be down for Revelations.
Maybe Dead of the Night.
I wanna try doing like Dead of the Night and Voyage of Despair as well. I mean,
Yeah.
I might just fuck around and do that, but at least look at the video for the Easter egg.
Yeah, like watch a speed run. Appreciate it. But yeah,
Yeah.
I would say like it's such a testimony that or testament that before Black Ops 6, which I wasn't even gonna play it. I took some time off, and then it just so happened that the new CoD was releasing that weekend, and so we played it. And I was probably never gonna play CoD again. I didn't care to, but they added gunfight to multiplayer. It's Black Ops. And then the zombies was just so much fun and such an explosive like community thing to where like I'm addicted to it, and it makes me want to play the next map. I'm curious about the lore and the storylines of all these characters.
That's what I'm excited about. I was excited about Terminus, but if they can drop a banger map like Gorod Crovey Origins, Ancient Evil, or Shadows of Evil, Mob of the Dead, something like that on this engine, that's gonna be the number one map for sure.
Yeah.
They could really drop a fucking banger
Because the
on
other
this
thing too
game.
is like when you look at non Treyarch zombies, you would be scared about what's coming up. Because if you look at you got zombies in Spaceland, what was the you got the Final Reich, what was the what was I don't even know what the first map on another game was, but the first map on a lot of zombies
Nine.
games, 9, yeah. You look at all those, and usually the best is the first to come. But in Treyarch's case, it's almost like the last is the best, or just the subsequent ones are better and better and better. Der Eisendrache into, or I don't know what the release wasn't. It like Der Eisendrache into, er,
No, Shadows of Evil into
well, yeah,
Dreisendrach
but I mean
into
like,
Zetsubao into Gorod Krovi into Revelations.
oh, Revelations was the last one. Okay, but like, yeah, and then Black Ops 2, you had whatever into Mob into Die Rise into Origins,
Buried.
or yeah, Buried in Origins. Like it just they keep getting better, or if not, they just keep adding bangers, and so that's what I'm excited for too. Is just the new maps, grinding out augments. Like I'm a big fan, big fan.
Yeah.
So I've got 4 in SS. You have 4 in SS. I've got 8 in S tier. You have 7. I mean, we're pretty close on all that, but we did change around like Der Eisendrach's in S for
I have
me.
an A plus tier though. You don't.
Yeah, and
Liberty
I would
Balls
probably put
Town.
Die Rise, Liberty, and Liberty Falls in A plus.
God, do I move Town down to A? It just doesn't feel right that Liberty Falls is next to Town.
It yeah, like when I think about the experience and that what it offers, it's like what are we talking about here? I think it's the experience that I put above it, but
I think
yeah,
I'm throwing it back down in A. Liberty Falls, Dreisendrach, and Zetsubao all in A plus. That feels right to me.
I'm gonna keep this. I mean, I really want to put Liberty Falls pretty much above all these in S, but I'm not going to. I'm not. I'm gonna restrain, but it's this engine, all that you can do on the map. I don't know. It's just so good. So yeah, that's a good list. I mean, zombies is goaded.